Hi traders, I lost internet connection yesterday afternoon UK time and only just got it back this morning. So let's go through the charts. This is the Nikkei. So we came into the daily on the right, weekly on the left. Came into this area of resistance and then we're back down to this area of support. Closed down here today and then this is short-term trouble, but this is a nice bull flag. We could just come down to touch this area here, a couple hundred points underneath us, and still be intact. However, that will be that would end 2 weeks of selling, and so if we start to close underneath this level here, then we are coming down to this trend line. So I would sit on my hands today. Well, I'm going to sit on my hands today because if we look at the Dow, we are holding on to this 8. There's a stopping bar there. Key price level here. So whichever way we come out of this little box here, it's going to be direction for next week, I think. So big sellers bar on Wednesday. I think we're basically just extended. I'm not seeing this as bearish at the moment. I can't see this bearish with a chart that holds the daily 8. But I am concerned about this level of resistance up here. And if we can't close above this level here Friday, then we need a pullback. At the very least, we need a pullback. And if we react, last two occasions that we attacked this level here, we came right down again. So we need to be on our guard, because if that's a descending triangle and we break this level here, we are heading south. This has been a big good old run here. Potential bull flag again, but we're at the higher end of the flag with relatively high levels of RSI and stochastic and a major wall ahead of us. So this is the third touch, and the fourth touch is going to be through, but I think we need to come down at some level before we get a fourth touch. So be on your guard, and as you'd expect from a market like that, we are seeing strength in the dollar. This is the US dollar yen. We're on the upside of this trend line here. Got support level, trend line support coming in along the bottom. But close above 98.20. I'm going to get very bullish on this pound yen. But there's a little knot of the 850 and the 100. There's the 200 down there. Close under here, under that monthly pivot, and then we need to get short. But overall strength in the dollar this week. Pullback. This is the US dollar Swissy. We're going up. It looks as if we're going to end up with a nice big engulfing bar. 90.50 is the pullback in the US dollar Swissy. 104 is the pullback in the US dollar CAD. Massive support. Got to watch out for that topping bar. CAD came in with very strong GDP data yesterday. Pound. This is the weekly chart on the left, and what you can see, 159 has been bought and 162 has been sold up there. So we've been sitting up here for some weeks. Pretty much in that range. So a pullback to the bottom of that range, and bearing in mind, if we break this little pennant here, we come out of that, then we need to watch out for this kind of level. It may just tip out of the box before we come back in again. So be wary. I mean, the fact we're holding the 8, it's been a very bullish chart. Bull flag. I just think we may need to see the underside of the flag before we get the next leg up. But at the moment we're facing selling. There's the weekly bar, weekly sellers bar. But for the case of Vorlid, we're holding 160. All touches of 160 are bought, so we close above this monthly pivot. We close up here, and that's going back up. But I think the most likely scenario is that we're going to at least want to come and touch these levels here. So watch out. Seeing some weakness here before the Euro session starts to get underway even. Stick with the dollar pairs. There's the Euro coming right back down to a major level of support. I would sit tight, because if we hold this today, then we could move sideways and get back up again. This is the first touch of the 50 EMA since September 9th. Yen pairs, pound yen. Just coming to this, I did suggest that we could roll over here. Unfortunately, on Wednesday, I shorted it a little bit too early because it fell hard the day after. Well, literally, the market closed on Wednesday saw that sell, so my timing was out, not my analysis. So we're on this trend line, and going back to the weekly 8, a couple of weeks of selling. Looks as if we're going to close under this trend line unless we have a nice move to the upside today. And so I would sit tight. Close down here, and with a weakness in the Nikkei, potential pullback in the Dow, I would expect this to start to want to come down to these levels down here. Okay, look, this is what I'm looking for in the Dow. With 3 touches up here, couldn't make it, but further drop, find some support, and if we get back up there sometime soon, in the coming weeks or a few months, then I'll expect 159 to break. Let's have a quick look at. We haven't looked at the euro pound for a while. It's a very slow mover, but let's just see where we are with it. Ooh, nice short there yesterday, and that's dropped hard. So that's a short from 85. But look at the weekly. Huge amount of support here. So I would just steer clear. Look at the Aussie. There's some strong data for this one. I'll catch up with the CAD yen, which I liked. Yeah, stopping bar on the daily. Look at this. This is bullish. 820 crossing the weekly. We close up here today. Then I'll buy a pullback in this Aussie US. 50 and 100 EMA cross. If we come back, if we hold here and can close above 96 next week, then that is going up to 98, 99, 100 possibly. But strengthening the dollar to close down here, 2 weeks of selling, we could just roll over. So stay put, but just keep an eye on it. Quick look at CAD yen and the oil. CAD yen. So hammer-like bar here. We ran into the monthly pivot. This area of resistance, and we're pulling back. But you get a stopping bar here. I like. This is a very bullish setup to me. You get a massive move to the upside. What a chart will often do is just paddle around until the 50 EMA catches up. Come down and touch that 50 EMA, and that could light the touch paper for a bounce. So the 50 EMA down there is 92.50. If we get trapped between these moving averages, this is the danger of this one. You've got these moving averages coming down, so if we shuffle sideways and then come back down to this area here, well, I would definitely be looking to buy that for a bounce. In the meantime, yeah, I'm still bullish. A nice move off of that hammer. We moved up, retested it, and then moved into this area of resistance. I'm still bullish that, and looking to see where that closes this week. So Aussie US and CAD Yen very much top of my lists, and just looking to see if that pound is going to give way. Alright, so stay tuned as we go into the weekend. Obviously the weekend we'll do some thorough analysis of the monthly chart as well, and see where just the key charts are. Alright, I'm going to look at stocks now, so see you soon.